Welcome to Homes for the Holidays in support of Kids Help Phone.
Now, let's head to our fourth tour celebrating whimsical traditions in a garden abode, our West Vancouver home.
Designed by Joanna Vagalatos from JV Design Group.
Hey, I'm Joanna of JV Design Group. We're super excited to be a part of Homes for the Holidays this year. We'll be transforming one of our favorite clients' homes into a whimsical, magical Christmas wonderland. So I started working with this family about 9 years ago. They purchased this new home and we renovated it and really lightened the whole space up. This client specifically loves like French, sort of light, airy kind of decor. And so we really transformed the space into the white, airy, light space you see now. So this is a beautiful home set in a really idyllic location in West Vancouver. They've got a really beautiful creek running behind the home with a gorgeous backyard. The house itself is quite spacious because there's lots of little kids running around, so it's a really amazing home for like a growing family. When you first walk up to the home, it's got a really beautiful entry situation. There's a round driveway. You walk up with a really grand sort of arched doorway. It's really inviting. My favorite feature of the home, I would probably say, is the kitchen. It's quite like spacious. It's very light and airy. It's quite a beautiful space. For Homes for the Holidays this year, we kind of we wanted to go with a magical, whimsical, yet sustainable focus for decorating this year. We used a lot of vintage pieces that the client already owned. We used a lot of vintage linens and fabrics for all the wrapping. A lot of the pieces that we did put into the space are pieces that will become heirlooms to the family that they will use every single year for years to come.
We really appreciate you being here today and purchasing a ticket in support of Kids Help Phone.
And if you're inspired after watching these fantastic transformations, you can go to kidshelpphone.ca and donate directly. Now, should we go back to that house?
I would love to go
I
there.
can just imagine waking up in the morning and running down that staircase and opening those presents Christmas morning.
Yeah, but it's not decorated yet.
Oh, right. Joanna?
As you walk up the driveway, you're greeted by a gorgeous arched entryway. Camila from Blumier, local florist, supplied us with a gorgeous wreath. And a little cute entry mat by the little white house. As you enter into the foyer, there's a beautiful grand staircase. I think is the best part of the whole installation. Camila from Blumier again did a really beautiful floral installation up the entire staircase, which adds such a magical feel to that space. So as you enter the main living space, we did a really tall, beautiful tree supplied by Hunter Gardens, and it's covered in gorgeous vintage and new ornaments supplied by the Little White House in Fort Langley. We also styled the ottoman. You typically would in like a French family Christmas living room. The hearth of the fireplace and the wreath above the fireplace were both supplied by Camila again from Blumier, who really blew the installations out of the water. As you enter into the dining and kitchen area, we styled the dining table, again, really just layering texture, keeping it neutral. All the beautiful linens and dishware were supplied by Peterson's Event Rentals. Again, we brought in some vintage candlesticks that the homeowner already owned, and also included beautiful ornaments supplied by the Little White House. Backing the tablescape are some beautiful French doors with gorgeous dried flower wreaths made by Camila from Blumier. Moving into the kitchen, we adorned the hood fan with beautiful greenery supplied by Camila from Blumier. And we tied on some really cute vintage bells that were supplied by the Stylewell in Edgemont Village. The beautiful silk vintage ribbon was supplied by the Little White House. The family has a tradition of making hot chocolate bombs for friends and family every year, and so the island is covered in like beautiful cookware supplied by the Little White House. Moving outside, there's some beautiful layered sheepskins and fur throws to kind of keep it cozy. All the gifts that are placed under the tree were wrapped with vintage linens and pieces of cloth that had been part of the family for years. And this is a great way to be sustainable, as you can use this wrapping paper year after year. So in the playroom, we did a smaller tree for the kids. That's a great way to bring Christmas into a kids area without adding a lot of clutter. Just adds a little magical element into the corner. Over the fireplace, Camila, again from Blumier, made a beautiful hydrangea wreath. Upstairs in the little girl's room, we wanted to make it playful and magical. We added pom-pom garland above the bed. We styled her dollhouse beside the bed and added little Christmas trees and mini presents into the dollhouse, which was quite a cute way to bring Christmas in. Moving into the master bedroom, there's a little seating area off to the corner. Camila from Blumier made us a really gorgeous floral arrangement. Above the bed, we just simply hung garland over the headboard. Again, just a little touch of Christmas in the room. As you walk into the ensuite, there's a freestanding tub with an arched opening. We trimmed that out with a garland and some vintage bells supplied by Blumier and the Stylewell. All the floral installation was done by Camila of Blumier. She's super talented and really focuses on sustainability in her business. Oftentimes, she'll donate leftover flowers to local shelters or seniors' home, and she also composts any waste, which really was in line with what we were trying to do. This is my first year doing Homes for the Holidays. It's been a really great experience seeing all the work and all the volunteers that make this happen. Kids Help Phone is an amazing resource for Canadian youth, and I think it's really important that we are supporting it because it is something we need in this mixed up, messy world, especially these days. Seeing all the work that everybody's put in has been really inspiring. It inspired me to do more, and I hope this video and seeing these gorgeous homes will inspire you to give back within your own community.
House. It's like waking up in a dream.
Yes, it was so peaceful and serene feeling.
It really was. The candles in front of the fireplace.
And that staircase.
Winding its way
The front
down.
entrance, and then you see all those flowers going
The tree
up.
twinkling in the background. Well, you saw the tour. I mean, it was unbelievable. Take a photo, post it on Instagram. And
Tag us.
Exactly. All the information is below.
So there's a lot of really beautiful ways you can decorate your home without having to purchase new goods or infuse red and green. One way we were able to be a little bit more sustainable this year was by making our own advent calendar, as you can see here. It was a really fun activity for my daughter and I to do together, and it's a great way to not have to purchase plastic and garbage that's gonna end up back in the landfill. To make the advent calendar, we used leftover linen scraps that I had, some vintage ribbon, and we just hand painted the numbers onto the advent calendar. So in each pocket, instead of having candy and plastic toys, you can put little notes with activities that you can do that day or just little sentimental gifts. But it's a better way than just sort of buying and throwing away.
I'm Irene, and this is my granddaughter Adelaide, and we are here today to do our annual Christmas making and baking. And today we're making
Hot chocolate bomb.
yes, which are a super treat if you haven't had one before. They're very simple to do. You start out by getting all your ingredients together. So we have our melted chocolate, we have our cocoa powder, and Adelaide, what's in that little dish?
Some chocolate chips, marshmallows, and crushed candy canes.
Yes, and that'll be our filling and toppings. So we start out by filling the molds with your melted chocolate, a spoonful of each. Okay, go ahead, hon. Just pour it in. It's all right. So what you do is you coat the silicone molds right up to the rim. We don't want any little holes appearing because then your powder will seep out and we don't want that. So Adelaide will continue with that portion of it. Once they're coated, we can put them in the fridge for 35 minutes or in the freezer for 7. And the chocolate will harden nicely and ready to make up your bombs. Here we're gently taking out the little bombs, the little spheres that are already hardened. And this will make 3 bombs, because we need 2, of course, for each chocolate bomb. Now we've got the chocolate bombs that are already hardened, the little spheres. Okay, Adelaide, what do we do next?
We filled them up.
And we fill them up with the hot cocoa mix. Okay, let's do that. And if you spill a bit, don't worry about that. And we only do 3 so that the tops are not filled, because they're going to go on top. Okay, Adelaide, let's decorate with a little bit of your favorite.
Okay, so we put in 5 marshmallows each.
Just grab a little handful. All right, and then we have some crushed candy canes as well that we're going to put in.
Yep.
That makes it a nice little bit of a pepperminty treat when the hot chocolate melts with the chocolate. Actually, you can put whatever you want into the chocolate bombs. We've chosen the marshmallows and crushed candy canes, but you can put anything else you want in there. As a matter of fact, if somebody likes a little bit of vanilla, they can put a little bit of vanilla flavoring in there. Okay, so now we've filled the little bottoms really nicely. We take a warm plate. This is a pretty warm plate. It's cooled down a bit, but I'm sure it'll still melt. And so it's melting a little bit, and this is the glue that's going to stick to the bottom of the bombs. So we take that and we press gently. So it's making a lovely sphere full of hot chocolate. Yummy. And there we have 3 bombs. And now Adelaide, if you would like to, you could decorate a couple of them.
Yep.
That's always a nice thing to do. And I'm just going to put this aside. And we have a couple of little mugs here that we'll bring out and demonstrate on how the beautiful explosion occurs. Here we have the ready-made bombs that we've done a couple, and I did a few earlier. And this one, we call it the little Grinch bomb, because we knew the Grinch had a big heart, so we put a big heart on the Grinch. Right, Adelaide?
And my
Yes.
favorite part of making our chocolate bombs is eating them and spending time with my family.
Oh, and me too. Okay, so we'll drop this little bomb in. There he is. Now we'll bring some hot chocolate or some hot milk. Okay, we'll watch this lovely explosion happening. Take a little spoon, Adelaide, give it a little stir. You can see the marshmallows coming up to the top and the chocolate melting. It's a beautiful twist on just a plain cup of hot chocolate. And sipping it with your family as you're sitting around enjoying watching the snow fall and the winter coming in. So at this point, we want to wish you all happy holidays.
I'm really enjoying these house tours. I can't believe we only have one left.
Stay tuned for house number 5.